Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Dana Podell. I'm a physical therapist and a yoga therapist specializing in women's health. And this is a restorative yoga practice for pelvic pain. Pelvic pain can range from many different things like having dysmenorrhea, which is pain during your period, pain in your pelvis related to endometriosis or PCOS. It can also relate to pain in your pelvic floor muscles. So that could be anywhere along your tailbone, pubic bone, pain putting in a tampon. So we're talking about the health of the pelvis and this general lower pelvic region. And we're going to go through some simple restorative yoga practices that you can do at home if you're experiencing lower abdominal pain, even lower back pain, low back towards your tailbone, or pain in your pelvic floor muscles. So what you're going to need for today's practice, you're going to need 2 blocks. If you don't have blocks at home, you can also grab 2 books. That's a really good option. You're going to need 2 blankets. Just go ahead and grab some blankets off of your couch or from your bed. And then I highly recommend getting a yoga bolster. If you don't have a bolster at home, you can also just go to your couch and grab a really firm cushion to support you. And let's go ahead and get started in our first restorative pose. We're going to set up for a restorative child's pose. For this, what you're going to need 1 block, you're going to need your bolster, and you're going to rest your bolster on top of the block. Again, this could just be a really firm pillow cushion from your couch, as long as it doesn't squish all the way down. Starting with 1 block, you can always do 2 blocks if you want it a little bit higher. And then you're going to take one of your blankets and you're going to put the blanket right at the base of the bolster. The thing about restorative yoga is that the setup is really the hardest part, and it takes the most effort, and you want to be really conscious about it, that you're setting it up in a way to support your body. So take the time, make sure that the blanket is folded and it's nice and smooth, and that you have all of the props that you need. And then from here, what we're going to do is you're going to take the bolster and bring it in towards your body. So right in between your thighs, I'll actually take this block back a little bit. And you're going to take a seat with the bolster in between the thighs. And then from here, you're going to lie all the way down on top of the bolster, turning your head to one side, feeling the bolster rest into your belly. If this feels really far away from your head, you'll just take that second block and put it right underneath to lift the bolster up a bit higher. Personally, for me, that's a little bit too high, so I'll lower that down. And then if this is too much pressure on your knees, you're just going to lift up onto the knees and rest your belly down like this. Another option is to take this blanket and put it right on your shin so that you can sit up onto the blanket and you don't bend at your knees as much. So go ahead and see which variation is better for you. And then we're going to settle into this very first restorative shape. I recommend closing your eyes. And just taking this opportunity to slow down your breath. Taking a nice full breath in to fill your belly, to fill your pelvic floor up with breath. Let it expand like a big balloon. And then exhale all the way out. Soften your belly and soften the muscles around your pelvic floor, around the tailbone, around the sitting bones and the pubic bone. And you'll notice in this shape that the bolster is pressing right up against the belly. And you can actually feel the movement in your low belly. As you inhale, feel it press into the bolster. And as you exhale, feel it soften, moving away from the bolster. In restorative yoga, it's very common to stay for 5 to 10 minutes. I highly, highly recommend staying in each of these restoratives for up to 10 minutes. So you can always press pause on the recording to stay a bit longer. And we'll spend the next minute here in quiet, allowing yourself to be held by the props, by the bolster beneath you. If your head is turned to one side, this is a good point to turn your head to the other side. Staying here in quiet, allowing your body to rest. Go ahead, take one more full breath in and long breath out. Again, I recommend staying for 10 minutes, but if you'd like to move along with me, you can start to wiggle your fingers and your toes and start to walk your hands all the way back towards your hips, coming upright, and then coming off of the blanket, moving away from the bolster. And let's just take a moment, ground and pause, sitting any way that's comfortable for you. One hand to your chest, one hand to your belly. You'll inhale fully, filling the belly and the chest, expanding. And you'll exhale softly, releasing belly and chest all the way. If your eyes are closed, keep them closed. Rub the hands together nice and fast. And place the hands over your eyes. Open your eyes and your hands, see a little bit of light come in, and then exhale, release your hands from your face. And we'll set up for our next restorative pose. And for this, you're going to need all of the props. We're coming into a seated, wide-legged forward fold. So I'm going to show you in this direction, but feel free to go any direction that makes the most sense for you. There's a couple of options to stack the blocks. You can either do one on top of the other like this, or you can make sort of like a ramp. It's like one block resting on top of the other block for your bolster, and you're just going to see which one makes the most sense for you. And you really want this so that the bolster is pretty close to your face. It's pretty high up. This is not about going into a really big, deep stretch. This is actually about supporting your body. So the higher, the better. You'll take one of your blankets and you're gonna put the blanket right on top of the bolster like this. And this might be it for you. You might feel like this is enough, but if you're having a really hard time leaning forward, the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna actually take this blanket, the other blanket you have, and you're gonna sit on top of it. You're gonna sit right on top of that blanket to lift your hips up, opening your legs nice and wide, and then slowly bowing forward, hands down to the floor and resting on top of these props that you've set up for yourself. The blanket here should, at the top of your bolster, should go right underneath your forehead so that your nose has some space to poke out. That way you can breathe. It might feel really good to hug the bolster, that's one option, or just to let the arms rest onto the floor. You'll inhale fully, feeling the low belly expand into the bolster. And then exhale, feel the low belly soften. All of these restorative shapes that we're doing help to promote more breathing and more movement of the breath into the lower abdomen and into the pelvic floor. And this helps to promote a downward flow of energy in the body, which can help relieve pain and especially muscle tension in the lower abdomen and in the pelvic floor muscles. So as you inhale, you want to feel your belly expand into the bolster. And exhale, feel the belly soften. And we'll be here for the next minute in quiet, allowing yourself to rest. Very slowly take a nice big breath in, really focusing on that movement in your low belly and in your pelvic floor. And then exhale and soften, release. Start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Again, if you have time, please stay up to 10 minutes. If you're ready to come out of it, you're going to slowly press yourself all the way up to a seated position. Wonderful. Let's set up for our final restorative shape. And for this, you're going to need your bolster and your blankets. You won't need your blocks. You're going to come lying down onto your back. But before you do that, let's go ahead and take one of your blankets and open it up just a bit so that it's resting flat onto the yoga mat. And you're gonna lie down onto this blanket, and you really want it underneath the back of your pelvis. So that's your low back. Think towards your tailbone. And then the bolster is gonna go underneath your knees, and you're gonna lie all the way onto your back, and you're gonna butterfly the knees open, bottoms of the feet together, knees open out wide. And this other blanket you're gonna use to either wrap the pelvis, you can just put it right on top of your pelvis, your low abdomen, or if you're actually feeling cold, you can put it over the feet and just wrap your entire body in the blanket. So restorative yoga is all about helping the body transition into a state of rest, relaxation, so that your body can more easily digest food, more easily reduce cortisol levels, which can cause inflammation, which can ultimately reduce pain. Unwinding that pattern of needing to rush and allowing yourself to slow down so that your body's natural system that is built into your autonomic nervous system, your parasympathetic nervous system, so that this part of your body can actually do its job to rest, digest your food, restore muscle tissue that might be damaged or any other tissue that might be damaged, and reduce inflammation. And your only job right now is to unwind, to feel held and supported by the floor and by the bolster and blankets holding you up. You'll take a full breath in, feeling your belly expand, and then exhale, softening. We'll spend the next minute here in quiet, allowing your body to rest. If your hands are not already on your low belly, bring them to your low belly, connecting to this part of your body where you might be experiencing pain or discomfort. And say to your body right now, I am listening. I am slowing down enough to hear what you have to say to me. And notice what comes up. starting to connect to your wisdom body, your intuition. What's right for you right now to help alleviate any pain that you feel inside and around your pelvis. Taking a big breath in, feeling that movement of the low belly underneath your hands. Exhale out completely. Just remembering you can always reconnect with this part of your body just by placing the hands there and reminding your body that you are listening. You are here to support it. Sometimes pain shows up just as a way to grab your attention so that you can start to take care of yourself with nourishing practices like restorative yoga. And with this new information from your body, you can start to wiggle the fingers and the toes around, starting to wake yourself up. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up overhead, extend the legs nice and long. And then roll to either your left or your right side and just lie on your side for at least one full breath in and one full breath out. And then coming all the way up to a seated position, you can put the blanket off to the side. And we'll finish once again with the hands on the lower belly. Inhale, filling up into your hands, into the low belly, the pelvic floor. And exhale, release. Continuing to listen to your body and coming back to this practice as much as you need to help soften your belly and your pelvic floor, release tension, and reduce pain. Palms together to touch, bowing your head forward in deep gratitude for this yoga practice. Namaste. Thank you.